Hey, what's good? Game on Wisconsin. Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast Packers. Bouncing back. That's what we're hoping to do here. We're going to talk about a little bit about this whole weekend and where the Packers are at, and a preview of next week. But how you doing tonight before we get into any of this?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm tired a little bit. Had a really fun weekend and a lot of football, a lot of celebrations, a lot of good times with friends and family. And so just trying to see how this last game ends up to see how many fantasy playoffs I make it. But I can't complain, man. I'm pretty good, man. How about you, man? How are you doing? And no, I have not been arrested in a McDonald's. Got close a couple times, but not been arrested. So no, not like my man Luigi.
Yeah. Luigi, man. Who turned that guy in? But hey, we're here to talk about football, though. And love those current events, though, right now. And I guess before we I guess I didn't answer how I'm doing, really.
Yeah.
But, I'm just doing great, man. Grinding at the job.
Okay.
Soaking in that baby time, dude. He's closing in on 16 months now.
All right. Okay.
And he's starting to throw the ball, and yeah, man, he can say football, or he calls them all of them balls, like the baseball, basketball, soccer ball, but a football, he'll say football.
Oh shit! Hell yeah, man! I love that.
Yeah.
He's so getting it for sure.
Yeah, so he's starting to get a little arm on him. So I think I want to get like a little Tykes basketball hoop, so he can try to shoot hoops with it.
How old is he now?
16 months.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's. I was gonna say, yeah, he almost 2 years. Was about a year and a half, a year and a quarter. So yeah, you definitely gotta get him on the basketball hoop in the house, and definitely just involve all that shit right now, all you can, 100%.
Yeah, it's just throwing the ball through the hoop, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but before we get into the football talk, I just want to say a special thank you to our official sponsor, Tundra Town Clothing Company. I'm rocking one of their trucker hats right now. Go check out their gear at tundratownclothingco.etsy.com. Use our discount code Game on Wisconsin. Go check out their threads. Got a great t-shirt collection. I hope to bust out the Bears still suck one more time this year. And we're playing at the end of the season. Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about here, and let's talk about that Packers Thursday night football game. Let's just jump into it. We'll get into it quick. Like you said, everyone's been talking about it all week. Where do you want to start with that topic, Amar?
I think from the onset of the game, before the game even started, with the fan getting at LaFleur and getting him all worked up and getting him all out of his headspace.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know how much of a play, how much that impacted his ability in the first quarter or so to really just be. I know they were just taking what the defense was giving them. They were daring them to throw. They were low in the box. And a lot of teams, I mean, if we recall, the Colts were doing the same thing and we still kept running the ball down their throat. Yeah, I understand, Malik Willis was there that game, but still, though, we still pushed it, right? And for me, I just that first quarter, that first half really screwed us up. And even though we kept it close, we need to come out. If you are going to defer, and of course they went 70 yards and scored. Okay, cool. But when you have to answer, you can't go 3 and out, or in that case, 4 and out maybe. But there was I know it's been beaten to death when it comes to the refs. And I've been a big proponent of that, right? But the fact that, we were in Detroit, their offense for the most part was pretty healthy. We also had injuries on defense too. People want to keep talking about all the players they had on defense. We didn't have our starting corner. We had lost not only our starting safety, but we lost the backup safety, our nickel back, and also the starter that goes with it. We lost both Williams and, Bullard. So I feel like, for as bad as it was in Detroit, with a lot of questionable calls, no calls, as well as like allowing their defense to line up in the neutral zone multiple times over the center right, literally next to Josh Myers. No calls there. And plus lose by 3. Now with the one of the considered to be one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Hey, I'm fine with it. I'm not happy about it, but I just think that it's a good test for us. What do you think? How are you feeling?
Oh man, I didn't like that first half. It gave me an icky feeling and how it got started. And
same.
The LaFleur thing, I was just like, really, man? Like, this is how we're starting this. Like, this isn't a good look. Come on, coach. Like, and so Kirby Joseph is going to get himself in trouble here.
I think so.
He's going to find himself like in a Vontaze Burfict situation here soon. There's enough out there. The NFL needs to be looking at this stuff and maybe sitting down and talking to him. I mean, that's really the only thing I'm going to really say about the Lions play and like criticize. You know, I'm not going to get into the ref stuff, but Kirby Joseph is playing very dangerously. And he could get himself hurt too, right? If he doesn't time it right and he gets a guy's knee like coming straight up into his head, he could get concussed or get a neck injury himself doing that kind of shit, going after legs like that. You know, you're going to get some people, but you're going to got sometimes too. And, you know, it's just like clean that shit up, man, in my opinion.
I think it's funny, like his running mate, Brian Branch, somebody like who the Packers wanted. And instead, you know, we traded out the pick, you know, allowed us to get Luke Musgrave, allowed us to get Jaden Reed, and also a fourth round pick too, I believe, right? And he's a multiple offender of unsportsmanlike and unnecessary roughness and leading with the helmet. And Kerry Joseph
didn't he get kicked out of the Packers the first
game, because he was going for the helmet, and then on top of that, like it's not his first rodeo doing that, right? Then you got Kerry Joseph, who's also done that. I mean, he's the reason why literally Tyler Higbee, TJ Hawkinson both have torn ACLs because he went right for their knees. And on top of that, too, he went for Tucker Kraft's knee. He just missed. And then that fumble by Christian Watson. The only reason why that happened was Watson was running out of bounds. Homeboy goes for his freaking knee. So he has to jump out of the way, cause him to go up in the air, and then not get the ball knocked out. So even his dad had said it that he was trying to avoid the guy going for his knee. So I'm just like, dude, like, I was like, you 6'1", 203 pounds. You try to act like you so about it when it comes to like being like this, tough safety, whatever. If that's the case, then play like it. And I understand they teach you to go low, but they teach you to go low like in the thigh pad, not like at the knee and below, which is what he's constantly be doing. So I agree with you. Players like that, are going to get, they're going to get. Hopefully, they're going to start calling it, which I doubt, right? That's what happened with Gronkowski back in the day. Gronkowski was the kind of dude you couldn't go high on, so they went low on him and freaking destroyed his knee. So part of me is like, all right, like you said, one of those days he's going to get got. And when that happens, not much sympathy is going to be out there for him because it's dude, like you've literally ended seasons for multiple players and you basically make it seem like it's no big freaking deal. Fine, cool. That's fine. But just don't when ain't no one sitting there feeling sorry for you and giving you your roses when you on the damn cart game roll back. I don't want to hear it. So there was a lot of shit too. Like even with Darius Smith, he got his 1 sack and then basically disappeared. And then on that same drive, that first drive, they freaking he freaking smacking Jordan in the head. No call. And I'm just like, dog, like the refs were, John Hussey's crew. I mean, obviously I don't think he watches the show, but if he did, you guys need to fucking retire. I'm done with all you guys. You guys have been on games multiple times, making very bad, terrible calls or no calls for that matter. And just time and time again, you spent 10, 15 minutes deliberate on the freaking non-existent OPI call for Christian Watson. Mind you, the Lions were doing it all damn game. You know what? For us to be down only 3 points and to have not only the refs to deal with, but also the Lions, hey man, I'm fine with it. It's like I'm at the point now. I'm over it. We have the Seahawks coming up. I know that's our next topic down the road, but I mean, I heard LaFleur talk today. It seems like we're going to be getting a lot of guys back. Marshawn Lloyd is eligible to return. Musgrave eligible to return. Morgan eligible return, and we just re-signed Michael Jordan, the guard, back to our practice squad. So,
Nice.
like I'm just looking forward to. I mean, from the way it sounds like, it doesn't matter what happens these next 4 games. We're still in the playoffs, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I think this next month we need to really focus on just getting our offense back, getting our defense healthy, right? And trying to find an identity for us in the sense of like you were saying, the way they came on the first half, bro, like it was completely against what they've been doing for the last 4 games. Running the ball, making the running game the focal point, and then letting Jordan play off of that. I mean, they came out throwing, which is fine if you're going to complete. But if you're going to complete, man, you just you're giving them more opportunities, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Jacobs almost had a 4 touchdown game, which is kind of crazy to me. And another thing, your boy Emmanuel Wilson Sr. didn't get any. He got 1 carry, and Brooks only got 1 carry. F that, dog. No, they need their touches. I mean, Josh was doing good, but you need that like change of pace back because Josh is amazing, but Wilson got speed on him. Like he gets like shot off a cannon. Brooks is no damn different.
LaFleur was off his game, man. He was, he got rattled, and then he probably was trying to compensate for it in the second half, overused Jacobs. Yep. But True North Packers fans said this: the middle of the field against the Packers was more wide open than the Sahara Desert.
It was.
And I can't remember who we spoke to earlier this season around the show, but we were talking about Hafley's defense. They talked about something, a weakness of it is deep crossers.
Yes.
When you don't have an efficient pass rush, that like those deep crossers will get open on this defense. And without that having a prolific pass rusher, we've seen that throughout this entire season, that on 3rd and longs that teams are completing these deep crossing routes. It's been going on all season. We can't get the pass rush, going well enough that it happens at least once a game. And it's frustrating, and it's something that we're just going to have to live with for the rest of the season.
Justice Mosqueda was talking about the open-close concept and how that when it came to the open of the middle of the field, right? And and I saw it multiple times when they ran play action, our safeties, our middle linebackers were going in, and they're backing up, and they weren't getting deep enough to be able to cover. There was a couple times where Quay got up, but he just missed the ball, right? Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, I think that was something that these last few games we haven't really. I mean, Isaiah McDuffie is a good football player to a degree. Like he's kind of like a Jag, but he plays hard, he runs hard, he's a great run stuffer. But he chooses pass coverage, he's not that great. And I'm not saying Edgerrin Cooper is any better, but he definitely has the whatchamacallit, like he has that quick twitch speed that I feel like he would get to some places a lot faster than Isaiah McDuffie would.
Yeah. You know who was a really good in pass coverage at linebacker in college?
Your boy Hopper?
My boy Hopper. He's going to be a year 2 guy, so next year I hope that he's out there in pass coverage, man.
We need honestly at this point with all the injuries we've had on a linebacking crew, I don't know why we're not giving him touches. Yeah, I understand you want experience and stuff like that, but you can't hurt with going with the young gun. You just don't know. Yeah. Like you don't know until he's out there, right? Like that's how I feel.
Yeah. And so obviously there was a lot of football played this week. Mm-hmm. And is there any other games that really stood out to you that you want to talk about or mention, or any thoughts about anything that happened around the league at all?
A few things. So our next opponent, the Seattle Seahawks, they look good. They're running the ball, even though Kenneth Walker wasn't back there, and they're saying that he may not be back for this week because they're testing his calf out even more. But Zach Charbonnet is no drop off at all. He's probably another starting running back if you were to go somewhere else. So he's nice. And then seeing what the Rams did to the Bills, I mean, to see literally what's his name, to see like Josh Allen have a 6 touchdown game and still lose is wild to me.
Yeah.
Like in some leagues, he scored between 60 to 80 points by himself as a player. It's insane, bro. I know fantasy is not a big thing for a lot of people, but to have one of the greatest fantasy outputs as a quarterback in the history of fantasy football is pretty wild to me. That was an awesome game, though. The fact that, but the Bills the Bills lost to the Rams, and we need the Rams to lose.
Yeah.
The Carolina game, Carolina Eagles. I mean, literally, they were one catch away from showing that Bryce Young has gone over the hump, and literally took his team 90 some yards down the field to win the game. If Leggett catches that ball.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know, man. There was a lot of good football this past weekend. But those were like the ones I was really thinking about.
Yeah. Some things I thought about through the this weekend. Chiefs once again, inches, but to losing, and they just their luck is gonna run out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Bears, a freaking no-show. They get rid of Eberflus. They must have got rid of the rest of the team too, because holy moly, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Rodgers officially being eliminated. From playoff contention.
Yep.
That's 16 years in a row now for the Jets too, which is the longest playoff drought in the 4 major sports right now.
That's insane, dude. And I think it was this is the first game in 3 years almost. I think it's been 3 years since he's thrown over 300 yards. It was the first game in 3 years. That's kind of wild to me. All right. Yeah. And honestly, he got the Jets into, and they showed plays again, man. He is scared to throw over the middle of the field, and I do not know why. But man, he had his yards out there that he just ain't touching. So hey, there was someone, Brandon Snyden, had put something out. If you're hating on, if you're looking and enjoying the downfall of Rodgers, you're just a hater, and you should appreciate him in this and that. I was I appreciate him when he was in Green Bay. I was I loved him, but now he's not in Green Bay. I ain't got shit for him now, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's
fair game, man.
No hate.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. It's not hate. It's just I'm literally watching you play, man. You're a shell of your former self.
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing, dog? No, man. So that's fine. Like I said, it's whatever. It's one of those things.
The thing is, his shell is I've never even reached close to that, So that's probably what some of the criticism is oh, you've never done anything in your life. It's okay, yeah, man. I'm just observing though. It's just he's not aging like Tom Brady,
Definitely not.
I don't think Tom Brady's human though. So
I mean, he might be not all we know, honestly. So yeah. But yeah, he's definitely. I think Rodgers, I would love to see if he comes back for another year, and if he does, what that entails for the New York. How that plays into their decision. That's crazy. Because even if that's the case, I'm still drafting a quarterback if there's one there. You need it. You know what I'm saying? Rodgers has shown that. He got maybe 1 year left in him, maybe. But he would need to get an offensive scheme that he believes in that he'll actually listen to.
Yeah, and do you think it'll be with the Jets? Do they want to put up with that?
Do they want to put up with it? Probably not. But I know he's yeah. Who would want him?
Who would want him for a gap year?
Yeah, I mean,
where has that ever worked?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It'd be tough, man. It'd be kind of tough to figure out how he would kind of fall into that for sure.
Yeah. Hey, man, and I was cheering for him so badly.
100%.
But then after his injury, at the beginning of his first season with the Jets, I thought to myself, that is a really tough injury to come back from at this point in your career. Yeah. This is you're never going to be the same person ever again. And that's just sad, man, because it's just it's facts. It's that's.
I mean, look at Kirk Cousins right now. He is struggling in Atlanta, dog. And it's because of the fact that he tore his Achilles. He, again, can't plant and drive with the football, caused his balls just to not have any zip on it. I mean, it is what it is, right? And, I mean, honestly, if they put Penix in right now, they're scared because they know Penix probably will get the ball down the field farther and probably play a hell of a lot better than what Cousins is, right? Which is fine. And I would love to see if Cousins does get cut this next year. They take their medicine, they say the hell with it, and they go from there, right? So, yeah, I don't know. For me, I would love to see where Rodgers and Cousins and Sam Darnold end up because they talk about not even re-signing Darnold. And Darnold's over here freaking wrecking shop. He's killing them. He's breaking them off.
I was so wrong. I'm eating so much fucking crow with the Vikings this season.
Same,
like,
bro.
I can't even try to hide it. I don't even talk shit anymore. I'm like, man, they're just fucking good. And people are like, well, they're just like barely eking out the games, and it's just like
they are, but they're winning.
Man, that's like football, man. Like you got to eke out so many games, like every season. That's how you have a winning record, is you have the ability to eke out the close ones, you know?
Exactly.
So, hey, man, eat my crow, the Vikings. And here's the thing, man, with everything that's been going down this season, too, like I have to say it out loud, and maybe it might make me feel weird saying this, but I think I might have more respect for the Vikings now than I do the Lions. I just don't like the Lions vibe at all right now. And it's just like there's some players on our team I really don't like.
Lions, these are just a bunch of like copycat bitches, dog. Like they over here, they're literally doing all of our shit. Like they're doing all of our first down celebrations. They're doing all of our lockdown stuff. My thing is like you ain't got nothing original, dog. Like you have nothing original. You have to do all this trolling, all this shit that you're trying to mock us for because you ain't got nothing for yourself. It's literally big brother, little brother syndrome. Like little brother mocking big brother because they gained a chance to, they beat us last 6 out of 7 games, knowing that a couple of those games we weren't even playing our starters because we were already in the playoffs and we already had this first or second seed locked in. So I was like, you know what? That's fine. Like, head to head, you want to start talking about that trash? That's cool, man. At the end of the day, like until you can do something with this amazing supposed team that you got, it don't mean a damn thing, dog. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah. And so yeah, man. I have I don't know. Maybe it's just this season. Maybe after this season settles, maybe I'll realize that I still have this complete disdain for the Minnesota Vikings. But I think it's just that I'm like shocked. I'm like, dang, man, like they just keep doing it. But here's the thing, though. I think there's actually only 2 Super Bowl teams in the NFC right now, and I hate to say it because one of them is the Lions, and I think the other one's the Eagles. Vikings and Packers are. I just don't, see the Vikings. If the Vikings have to end up playing like the Eagles and the Lions, I can't see them beating both.
No.
And so
it'll be tough, man. It'll be really tough. I agree. It'll be really tough.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the Packers. We're a playoff team, man. I think we're still a year out from making.
You were saying that. I think I'm with you, man. I feel like if we can get past the divisional round, get to the NFC Championship game, that's definitely an improvement. I would love for us to find a way to get it done, Super Bowl wise, whatnot, right? Because you just never know. Once you get in the dance and becomes a playoff, you just never know what could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's what it is, right?
And we got to get in. We got to come win this next weekend. This is a big one because this is if the playoffs started today. Here's the thing: when we go into this game. If the playoffs were starting that day, we would be in Seattle playing. So, like, this is going to be. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah,
this is going to be a big time game. I'm going to freaking be there. I'm so stoked.
Yeah,
I'm getting my rain gear together. It's going to be a full fucking moon that night.
Is it a full moon?
Yeah, full moon on the 15th.
Wow, that's wild, dog. Man. Hell yeah.
It's going to be a wild one, dude. So I'm really looking forward to this game. And we got to get this one, man.
I agree. Yeah. I completely. I feel like we have not won in Seattle since 2008. It's been a long time since like Rodgers' first year starting. So it's been a long time. You talk about 16 years, okay?
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, I just I'm not I'm worried about Seattle's defense because they're really coming on strong right now.
Yeah, they are.
Figure it out from Mike McDonald, and he's a defensive genius, right? And it is what it is, right? You see how Baltimore fell off as hard as they did ever since he left, right? And then on top of that, too, they have a lot of good young talent on the secondary that has really started to pick up. Now, their offense, they have weapons for days. They got JSN, my adopted son, and then DK Metcalf, who's a monster too, right? And then you can't forget about Tyler Lockett. You can't forget about Zach Charbonnet. If Kenneth Walker somehow plays, they have weapons everywhere. The only thing that's been a suspect for them is their offensive line. Their offensive line is not good. They have invested in it. Fortunately, those investments have not come through. And we also suffer when it comes to our pass rush. We did see Gary get a sack. We did see Clark have probably one of his better games this season. So maybe we see more of that, right? I know Lucas Van Ness got banged up a little bit, hurt his thumb, but he came back in heavily wrapped. Hopefully he doesn't. I mean, when they were talking about the injuries, that didn't come up today. The only thing
put him in a club. Put him in a club.
That's it. Put him in a club and let's go, baby. I was like, that's what they did with Clay Matthews, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Let's do this. But yeah, like, we need to somehow either manufacture pressure by simulating pressure by sending it from different angles, or B, just send the blitz. And I understand that when you do that, you do put your corners on islands, but either you're going to live or you're going to die by the sword, right? Because I'm not trying to see Joe Barry's defense again. And that's what it felt like a little bit in that Detroit game. Getting killed by 1,000 paper cuts. They screened us to fucking death, dude. And it was so infuriating.
Can we give up on Stokes too? Can we please?
Hey man, I was the biggest Stokes fan. He has not panned out since his rookie year. Injuries, no injuries, don't give a shit. I'm sorry. He's special teams for the remainder of the year. All right. He only comes in if Carrington Valentine gets hurt. All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully somehow because Ja was practicing. Hopefully, I'm hoping he didn't have a setback, and that basically, he had the opportunity. Basically, he was out this week. It's fine as long as they can get him healthy and get him right. Then I'm good. I see Carrington Valentine out there. I need him to keep gaining experience. Absolutely. I hope to God that Corey Valentine is getting healthy, because he was a pretty freaking good corner too, even though he's a special teams guy. He had his moments, right? Mm-hmm. And hey man, your other guy, the 7th round pick, Kalen King, he was elevated, but they didn't really do anything with him. Hey, I'm trying to work him. I'm trying to make some magic happen with him, honestly.
Yeah, man. But to start giving guys snaps, I guess,
That's it at this point,
because at Stokes he's getting burnt, man, and it's like Kevin King 2.0. It feels like,
King had moments. He had some times where he would get interceptions and stuff like that. But the truth is like Stokes is not even as he's not even as agile. He's not even as agile as King was, honestly. King was definitely coming out of Washington, minus his literally jelly-like made freaking shoulder. He was a size speed freak. I mean, honestly, 6'4", 200 something pounds, runs a 4.39. Workout warrior. That's the one thing that I do get worried about when it comes to Gutekunst and his first and second round picks, especially his first round picks or his first picks. He always goes for these workout guys. Like Lucas Van Ness was a workout guy, right? Rashawn Gary's a workout guy, right? Jordan Morgan was kind of like a workout guy, but not really. But he's offensive lineman, right? But I'm just saying, if you look at the RAS scores, all that kind of stuff, it's pretty high up there. And part of me is kind of like, hey, man, it's just because they're great workout warriors, and it's I would hope you're looking at the tape too. So I'm with you, bro. Stokes, another workout warrior, ran a 4.25. He was fast as shit, right? But even at Georgia,
he's not that fast anymore.
No, and because he got banged up. And on top of that, too, Tyson Campbell was the other corner that played on the opposite side, who was actually the better corner from a skill perspective. His workout wasn't as good. But when you see him in Jacksonville, dog, he got an extension and everything. He's legit. And he's doing that on a crappy team. So I'm just saying, some people are saying that Ja's gone after this year. And after he's gone, they're going to draft probably 2 corners next year, which is great and dandy. But, bro, I'm sorry, man. Like we just need. Man, it's like we make these drafts and then we fall in love with these players and then they come on the field and sometimes they perform, sometimes they don't, right? It's frustrating as hell, man.
We need a almost guaranteed cornerback prospect, man. That's what we need. You know,
I
we'll
agree.
see. I think the cornerback, right? We've kind of picked a different position each draft, or a couple different positions each draft to really address, and cornerback is going to be one of them. And we gotta address. We're gonna have to address the edge again. Like we might have to draft another edge rusher. Unless we go out and sign ourselves one. I have no idea who's even going to be available in the market after the season right now.
I mean, they're saying that Khalil Mack will be available. He's kind of old, but he can still get the job done. He can get a 1-year rental, right? But You're right, though. Like, we're going to definitely have to invest in those areas, right? And find a way to supplement this, pass rush that we have or lack of.
Remember when we did our over-under?
Mm-hmm.
I think Rashawn Gary's sack was like 9.5, and we were thinking like, was he going to get his first double-digit sack season? And I thought he was going to come out and be a monster, man. And man, he might have his like lowest since his like rookie year or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping he closes out the season strong. I mean,
he's been getting a little bit.
Yeah, he's getting pressures. He's getting a sack here and there. He's getting pressure. So yeah, you're right.
Well, hey, Kenny Walker had his best game against Detroit.
That
was his best game of the season. You got to hope that maybe Kenny Walker is going to have a late season surge. He has before. And we could definitely use a Kenny Walker classic in Seattle to disrupt this Seahawks ground attack,
100%.
So that's what I'm hoping to see there. Because the Seahawks, man, it was wild because remember I went there to sell those 50-50 raffle tickets. And they were playing the Cardinals for the division lead. And they won the game 16-6. Then they were down in Arizona this weekend, and they put up 30 on them. They won 30-18. But this was to now they have the NFC West, kind of secured right now, and they're feeling, like you said, they're feeling good. Their defense is really coming on. I don't know if you saw Leonard Williams' game the other day where he had multiple sacks, a pick six, and a block.
He's a man possessed, bro.
Holy crap. And that's not to be outdone. His teammate Kobe Bryant at the game that I was selling the tickets at had an 80-some yard pick six too. And like you said, man, their defense can put up points. So Love needs to take care of the ball when we're out in Seattle. Let's keep the ball on the ground. Let's get Brooks, Wilson, maybe Lloyd is going to get out there too. Let's get these fellas their touches. And let's play smart, man. I'd like to see some short, quick passes from Love to get the ball into the playmaker's hands.
That's another thing too. We saw Christian Watson having 2 good games back to back, right? But the fact is that or not 2 back. The last 3 games he's been pretty good. But Jaden Reed has not really been seeing a lot of targets, a lot of involvement. And it's just dude, you got a lot of weapons here. You got to get everybody involved. You got to do exactly the Lions. The Lions literally had 5 to 7 different players with 5 catches. It was crazy. Man. You got to get everybody involved and you got to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hope to see a good plan. Game plan coming up from LaFleur. Let's hope he doesn't, let anyone get into his head in Seattle now.
I mean, that fan thing was crazy to me, man. I'm sorry. I kind of wish that he just ignored him, but he was in his feelings. And I think True North Packer fans said it right here where he was talking about how a lot of the Packer coaches, the players, everybody was highly emotional. Everybody was talking shit, chirping. They were letting a lot of the Lions dudes get in their head. And I'm just bro, come on, guys. This ain't your first rodeo. It's a rivalry game. They have whooped up on you guys a few times there. All of them kept talking all that shit. Oh, we're going to get in Detroit. We're going to beat y'all. Well, look what happened.
Stop all that talk and just focus on execution. Focus on executing your game plan.
100%.
You come out there with a tough ass mentality. Don't say a fucking word.
Just ignore it. Let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But hey, I have till 6, so I just got a couple more minutes here. So I want to jump into any last words. If you got any thoughts of wrapping up this week, or maybe what's going on Monday Night Football. I don't even know what's going on Monday Night Football.
Well, it's tied up 7-7.
Yeah,
Bengals got the ball at the on their own 46-yard line, and Joe Burrow is doing his thing. He's slicing and dicing. They're probably going to punt the ball here unless they go for it. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good game. Any last words? I just think that I hope that LaFleur and the team took this time to get rested up, get game plan right, and figure out what the hell happened, and try to figure out a way to come out strong and fast, because you're going to be in Seattle. You're going to be in probably it's going to be, who knows weather-wise is going to be, right? You need to figure out a way to suppress that 12th man, which is insane over there. And Seattle's going to be fighting hard because they're trying to win the division.
Yeah.
So you're going to get their best shot.
That race is tight.
Yes, 100%.
And
they're going to get their best shot, and they got to be ready. They got to be ready for it and be able to come out of this with a win, because we have the juju of us not winning there in God knows how long.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, close out our season. We got lucky because Derek Carr broke his hand. So we're going to play Hafner or Spencer Rattler against the Saints. Vikings are flying sky high, and Chicago Bears just got completely destroyed by the 49ers. So who knows what we're going to see there on the last week of the season.
Here's the thing. The Saints and Bears might be the two games we win. Let's be realistic. This Packers team might be landing perfectly seated, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's landing at the 6th spot. Let's hope we don't slide to the 7. But hey, let's be realistic. That might just be where we're at. That we were the 7th seed by the skin of our teeth last year, right? And then we pulled off a really good game. This might be where we're at right now, right? We talked about there could possibly be regression, right? We had Nagler on. He was the first person that brought that up to us. There could be regression. Well, we haven't seen it.
You want to believe it, but
but there's been some regression in some areas. This defense, I think, is still a year away too from being prolific, right? We've seen some steps forward that we've liked. There's pieces that are missing. We're going to have to find those in the draft and free agency. So I'm not sweating it, man. I want the Packers. I would love to see the Packers win at least one playoff game this year again. I just don't want to see the Eagles or Lions in round 1. Lions are probably going to get the 1 seed, but I don't want the 7 seed. I don't want to see the Eagles. But this is going to be a great game. Here's the thing about this game this weekend. My last words talking about this game. The Seahawks have like the longest drought right now, I think, in the NFL of not having a touchdown on their opening drive.
Oh, God.
So if we can stop, I shouldn't be saying this right now, right? I'm going to knock on wood. So here's the thing, man. We got to come out. We got to stop them. We got to get ahead. We got to play from ahead with that. Like you said, the 12th man's going to be loud. So here we go. We got to try to get to Geno, right? Geno can make mistakes.
100%. Yep.
And so that's a lot of last words, I guess. But that's what I got, man. Thanks for sitting. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. And that's a big one. This could be a playoff preview. We could be back out here next month?
Yeah,
playing this game all over again.
Exactly. So you gotta find a way to make sure that you can. They always say you can't beat a team 3 times. Well, we might have to beat some of these teams twice. So let's hope that we can figure something out here.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next Monday. And as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, baby.